Brendan, I watched this for you but you're not in it. Brendan, please respond. I watched George of the Jungle and you were in it as George, but now you're not in George of the Jungle 2. I'm getting worried, Brendan. I watched this movie for you and you're not in it. Can you explain why, Brendan? I'm not mad, I'm just disappointed. I really wanted to watch George of the Jungle 2 starring Brendan Fraser, my favorite actor. I'm giving the movie George of the Jungle 2 a half star because there is no Brendan, but if you can get back to me, Brendan, and tell me where you are in the movie, I will change my rating. It's been 3 hours, Brendan. Please respond, I'm very worried. I was going to DM you on Instagram but you don't seem to have an account. Brendan, please make an Instagram account so that we can talk about George of the Jungle 2. I'm starting to rewatch George of the Jungle 2 in order to find you. Brendan, I watched the movie for you, not Christopher Showerman. No offense to Mr. Showerman, but Brendan is better as George. Christopher Showerman has started playing soccer with apes. I refuse to call him George because you are the only George, Brendan. Brendan, I paid $2.99 on Google Play to see this film because I thought you were in it. I'm not asking for the money back, but I just want an explanation. Brendan, I've watched all of your other movies for you: Journey to the Center of the Earth, Mummy, Tomb of the Dragon Emperor, Blast from the Past, Dudley Do-Right. 87 minutes plus a rewatch has been wasted watching this movie starring Christopher Showerman and not Brendan Fraser, who is my favorite actor. I'm fighting through tears to type this, Brendan. I need you to respond. Another 2 minutes without a response. I've sacrificed so much for you, Brendan, and I get nothing in return. I'm sitting on my floor watching George of the Jungle 2, and I hate to say it, but this movie is not very good, Brendan. You could have saved this. There are multiple men in ape costumes and George now has a son. Why does George have a son? He doesn't even look like you, Brendan. I'm sorry to say this, but he looks more like Christopher Waterman than you. As I continue to watch the film George of the Jungle 2, I am realizing that Christopher Waterman is not respecting the character or the source material at all. Brendan, if you had any decency left, you would have demanded to get the role back and left Christopher Showerman on the street, where he belongs. Brendan, I am so sorry about my previous comment. I didn't mean to imply that you had no decency. I would also like to apologize to Christopher Showerman. He does not belong on the street, maybe in a mid-sized apartment with 2 beds and a bath. Nobody deserves to be homeless, Brendan, and I hope you forgive me for my previous comments. I am currently 18 minutes and 31 seconds into George of the Jungle 2, and George, or should I say Chris Showerman, just gifted his child us beer. Brendan, think about this and you know it isn't right. George is a good father, he would never give his 10-year-old son us beer. I know that they are in the jungle, hence the title, and they have to fight for food. But George is perfectly capable on his own and would never give his son a dangerous job like that. Imagine how sad Brendan Fraser's version of George would be if he lost his son. He would be devastated. That is because his character had deep emotional layers that Chris Showerman could never replicate. I'm starting to think that Christopher Showerman is so stinky that he needs to take a shower. If you seriously don't care about this, Brendan, I'm not watching any more of your films. Brendan, I'm sorry for overreacting in my previous comment, but I'm losing patience. I am 33 minutes and 7 seconds into the film now, and there is a CGI kangaroo and an ape dressed in a Hawaiian shirt. I know that if you were in this movie it would never stoop to these levels. However, I am not apologizing to Christopher Showerman. Brendan, it's been 5 hours since my last comment. This film, George of the Jungle 2 starring Christopher Showerman, has taken over my life. I can't stop watching it and crying over you, Brendan. I'm begging you, please respond. Brendan, if you respond to this comment, I will sing to you my new rendition of the George of the Jungle theme. I came up with it while watching your film. You haven't responded, but I think it's too good to be kept inside for much longer. Brendan of the Jungle, watch out for that man named Chris Waterman. He has come to take the role away from you and ruin your career. Please don't let him, Brendan. I'm begging you. I've always loved you, Brendan. You'll always be my George. George of the Jungle.